What the hell is going on, folks? I am Goat. Welcome back to Warframe. So, aside from my very out of it video of looking at the Dante Unbound release, there is so much crap to go over, and I'm gonna try to do this piece by piece. So we'll do the Onos and the Ruvox and some of the frame reworks and the augments. We're gonna do all these upcoming. I do have a couple of videos pre-shot. Let me just look at them real quick, actually. That will be coming directly after this video. I think. Yes. Yeah, so I've got a Sevagoth video that's going to be popping out. And I do have my Incarnate Genesis adapter tier list for with and without ribbons, or without ribbons and then with ribbons, I should say. So that'll be coming, and then we're gonna dive into all of this crazy shit that has dropped with Dante Unbound, because holy fucking Christ. But as promised, I'm going to give the Sevagoth video and the Incarnate Genesis adapter weapon tier list, because I've had a few people asking me about that tier list, and then I had a subscriber request for Sevagoth and like basically how to make them work a little better. So that's going to come on the Sevagoth video, will come on the 9th, and then the tier list will drop on the 11th, and then from there we are just going to dig into all of this crap as best as possible. I'm sure a shit ton of people have already been digging into this stuff, but like I try not to watch anybody else's shit until I have kind of done my own thing with frames and weapons and stuff like that. Because I just kind of like doing my own thing and not being swayed by somebody else's builds. So, that being said, let's dig into Dante, because
Tenno, the balance of power.
One of these days I'm just going to turn her ass off. Like, I'm just going to be like, mute. Anyway, so Dante is a crazy fucking frame. He is a fucking insane son of a bitch. He is an Overguard tank, Overguard refresher, / proc, mage from hell. That has a really, really crazy good book that you can also, subsume over. And it seems nuts to say that. Now, you're going to see a slight change in what the normal base numbers are, because I do have Archon shards applied, and we'll go over exactly why I've done that. So, Dante's passive is interesting and kind of, I don't know, like it's kind of crazy. So, whenever you hit somebody with Noctua, which is his first ability, his exalted weapon, it scans them into your codex. Anybody who's been scanned gets an increased status chance. It's fully scanned. So, it's just an interesting passive. I can't really say that I agree or disagree with that passive. I think it's weird. But it's okay. It's nothing that I'm going to be like, oh, this is dog shit, because it's not. So, Noctua. Obviously, you see the green. Again, that is because of the Archon shards that I have on there. So, and I do have an invigoration. I fucking completely forgot I was going to shoot this video before I put the invigoration on, so I will explain that as well, because it's like 100% ability range increase, which for Dante is fucking stupid good, and he does have increased parkour thanks to the invigoration, 75%. So that is going to sway the things a little bit, but it's really like the increased range is just going to make him kill shit a little further away. But Noctua basically is a slash-based primary fire with a radiation-based alternate fire, and then it sends out these little fragmented radiation bombs for dead people. Just like you kill people, and these little radiation bombs just go around and just kind of fly around and bang motherfuckers. So it's a good time. It does use energy on the initial cast, and then it doesn't use energy until you start using the damn thing. So that's a good thing. So as long as you're not firing the fucking thing, it's not sitting there draining the shit out of you. Excuse me. Sorry, my sleep schedule is still fucked, and it's 3:48 in the morning, and my brain is fried, so just bear with me. So the fragments are a little bit on the line of sight side of things, because it's only a 60-degree range, so it's basically the stuff in front of you where the little fragments are going to go. Distance is pretty okay, right? Like, it's going to seek out within 20 meters. That's a really decent range number. So his light verse is basically Overguard. Okay, it's just that simple. Whatever the cap is based off of your strength. Whatever your range is obviously, as you see, it's 40 fucking meters. Take 100% off that, it's like 20 meters. And then obviously you get a little bit of health gain there, huh? Right. The Dark Verse is just his slash attack. And then his fourth ability is how you combo things, right? So he has some very, very interesting coupled abilities here with Final Verse, okay? So basically the way that he works out, and we're just going to go right into this build. Well, you can see the Archon shards. Did I cover them? 3 for strength and then 2 for ability cast. You can do 1 Tau Forge, it will work just fine. He is a little slow on his casting, but obviously with Archon shards you can just get away with not using natural talent and just use a single Tau Forged Amber if you have it, or 2 regulars if you don't. It's a good time. So the build is 1 damn Forma, and this is just base kit. So as you see, aside from the 200% ability range and then the extra 30% strength from the Crimson Shards, this is just how he looks, right? So to break this down, so I don't know why. Oh, I know why. Timed out. Give me a second. My controller's reconnecting. There we go. Okay. So his base kit build, I kind of went this way. Now, you can just as easily remove Streamline, and you can kind of use whatever the hell you want to. Like, Preparation is there just because. You can do Coaction Drift, or I'm sorry, Cunning Drift, I mean, to get even more range, but 275% range is pretty fucking solid for this setup. And again, that's because of the fucking invigoration, so it's actually only 175. So like Cunning Drift up here is totally fine because that would be 190% range. You can do overextended on this build if you want to, plus Cunning Drift, and really get some stupid range out of this. There's a lot of directions that you can go with this. But like if you don't have Arcane Energize, because there are plenty of people that don't, just put Equilibrium instead of Streamline. That is going to really, really help you, because then you can just use a Sentinel, and I think it's Synth Fiber. I want to say it's Synth Fiber. Almost positive it's Synth Fiber. Synth Deconstruct, I'm sorry. You can use Synth Deconstruct for health orb drops, and then Equilibrium will convert for energy, and so on and so forth, and it's a good fucking time. So the aura is very interesting. Now, personally, I have been using Growing Power. It's been working very fucking well. The aura is kind of whatever you want to use, okay, because it's a universal aura anyway. And just because of the kind of spam casting that you can do with this frame makes it to where you can really do some bonkers shit with this frame. Now, Growing Power just gives you even more ability strength whenever you do a weapon status effect. It's good. It's fucking good. It works. But like I said, if you don't have Arcane Energize, just swap Streamline out for Equilibrium. It'll cost you 1 extra Forma to do so, but believe me, it will get the job done. With Arcane Energize, you really, I mean, even with your spam casting, with the efficiency that you get, it's really not near as much of a problem. Especially Steel Path side of things, it's really not that much of a problem. But before I go into the Nourish build, we're going to look at Noctua. Now, there's a couple of ways to go about this, okay? Because Noctua does have a bit of a slow fire rate, and especially once you put Creeping Bullseye on here to accent and actually, like, just totally accentuate the alternate fire of this fucking insane-ass thing. I went with Anemic Agility. Lose a little bit of base damage. Now, the hiccup with that is that, do I need heat on here? No. Could I use Galvanized Diffusion? Abso-fucking-lutely, and the damage will get fucking stupid. It's already kind of stupid, and I've already seen people with way bigger, way bigger damage numbers than this, and that is great if you are rocking that kind of damage. It's completely unnecessary. Like, it's fun to start really throwing crazy fucking damage numbers out there. But this alone kills, okay? But even with Noctua absolutely fucking annihilating groups of enemies, I have personally gone with a Nourish build instead, and I went directly over Noctua. Now, the reason being is because I did away with, excuse me, I did away with Arcane Energize, but I didn't really want to go with Equilibrium. So in doing so, I use Nourish for energy regen. The power, the damage output's fine, because, you know, I mean, like, the little bit of a nerf that they put on Nourish isn't enough to kill it. It just slows down the energy regen a little bit, but it's more than enough to keep up with. But I went with Multificiency because the only thing that is really based on duration is the fourth ability. So, I mean, that being said, it's not terrible. It's really not. At 120, at 128% duration, you're at this, plus Multificiency can kick in and give you this. It's great. Okay. So it works out just fine. Molt Augmented is the obvious, extra 60% ability strength, always a good fucking time. And this build in itself just kills the shit out of people. Now, if you still feel the need to run Equilibrium, again, just ditch Streamline, throw Equilibrium on here, and run a Companion or a Sentinel that, or, you know, that is gonna, you know, feed, you know, health or energy orbs. So Death Cube or one of the Sentinels running Synth Deconstruct, and it will be just fine. But this particular build normally runs 190% ability range, and then the rest is what it is. And we're going to go show this fucker off. Now, weapons I've got on here are simple. The reason that Noctua still shows is basically because of the verses. Okay, so if you do 2 hits, well, we'll just go show this because it's a thing. Sorry, Hans and I were chit-chatting about weapons there. So it's a real interesting scenario. So basically, we're just going to come over here to Ani because I think the map in itself is a little bit more forgiving. Like, Kuva Fortress is fine because you will just sit there and tear shit up. God, I keep meaning to change that energy color back to blue.
Your weapons make music.
So just to speed this up, we'll just drop a fucking energy pizza and do our thing. Drop a bougie pad. It's a little book in the bottom, right? So if you do the second ability, get a little bit of overguard. Do a second ability again, do a little bit, you know, get that overguard. Now you do that, and then you get a big overguard buff, but every time you kill an enemy, it refreshes the fucking overguard, basically regens it back. So it makes him very difficult to fucking kill. So his third ability, do it once, slash damage. Do it twice, more slash damage. And then big AoE slash damage. Then comes the fun part. You can do second ability, the third ability, and you get a little baby Noctua that sits there and does some attacks every now and again, which is why Noctua still shows active. And then if you do third ability, second ability, you then get birds, and I thought these were going to be so stupid, and they actually put in some work. They do slash damage, and they attack enemies, and it's a good fucking time. Stupid fucking thing. Thank you. And you can overwrite them. So if you accidentally cast 2 and 3 instead of wanting to do 3 and 2, so let's say you do 2 and then 3, but you're actually going to do 3 and 2, we'll just hit 3 again and then hit 2 again. Yes, you use energy, but you can override it and get exactly what you want to get the paragrams. So here, we'll just cast that, recast the birds, life is good. So now let's just go do this mission. And yes, the parkour is ridiculous with this invigoration. It's a good time.
They have just
I wish he moved like this always, because good God.
Sending life support capsules your way.
So, line of sight, initially, we do some slash, get some bleeds going, do some more slash, get some more bleeds going, and then basically tell them to go get fucked. Do 2 and 2. Now we get even more overguard. Do a little bit more slash, let them bleed for a sec, do a little bit more slash, get fucked. And the whole point is let them bleed for a second. You don't just need to go immediately fucking, you know, cast happy and just, because I mean, you could sit here and do this and it will kill them. Like, quite obviously they all fall and die. It's a good time. Oh look, I found Argon. Yay. Oh my god, this parkour. I'm not used to it. He usually kind of has a much slower feel to him. Okay, look, my birds went away. Go forth and attack.
Prepare
I
for
thought
life
these things were
support.
going to be a fucking joke, man. I'm not even lying. I thought they were straight up going to be a joke. Like, here, hold on. Let's go ahead and get this going. Got some heads in here. Thanks, guys. Cool, love that. Okay. So, we'll just do some slash, and then some slash, and then fuck these guys because they exist.
I delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
So as long as these guys are within your relative line of sight, they're going to get fucked up. Like Eximus, because you gotta get their overguard down, Eximus are a little bit more of a pain in the ass. See, now you hear the little bird cry. She's like, these guys, this is where guns come in handy. Just shoot them. Get their overguards down. Where's this guy? Here, come here, buddy. I mean, like, as soon as their overguards down, the guys are just not a problem.
Life support on the way.
Come here, birds. It's like my little tome ran out, so I could just go ahead and cast a tome again, just cause. It's okay. Like, how do you argue with it? One damn format and an Axelis adapter and a fucking potato. And he's like a super easy frame to farm.
Another life support capsule is now available.
Oh, hold on, do I have a buddy over here? Oh no, I don't. Fuck him. Seemed like you would think, oh well man, these guys have shields, so they're gonna be a pain in the ass. Not really. It's just hard to argue with this. He's really fucking good. So see now his overguard's going down, so we're just gonna go ahead and cast that now. 23,000, it's a good time. So like cast this again, and then we'll go up even higher. Cast it again, good times. I mean, like, he's just busted good, man. I mean, like, and the thing of it is like, because he still has kind of a negative to Eximus, because he just kind of wings them. It's like, I don't see anybody nerfing him. At least not at this point. He's a real hit. See, like, look, I'm just barely winging slash damage on the Eximus. Like, I got his overguard down. It's Guardian Eximus anyway, so, and they'll take a second. So, like, Torment, he really doesn't like it, but he'll also cleanse that status. He's kind of a dickhead like that. How you doing, buddy? Cast my birds on him. How do you argue with this? And see, running Nourish, you can see that, like, you know, literally hit Nourish, do Zeneric if you need to, grab an energy orb, and look, I am fucking basically full of energy again.
Extraction is available if you need it.
Like, I can just walk around and just do this dumb shit the entire mission. And it just, like, everything fucking just dies. Now, granted, yes, does that invigoration for ability range absolutely fucking help? Sure it does. But you just get the same result at a lesser range. It's still absolutely busted good. Yeah, I mean, this is just this is good stuff. Wow, cool. I just bugged onto a wall. That's good times. So, yeah, I mean, like, we got Calervo. We've gotten Citrine. You know, where the hell am I going? I'm going this way. We got Styanex. I mean, in the last 2 years of frame releases, from 50 to 57 or 56, whatever the hell Dante is.
Very good.
Good God. Like, when Corvex and Varuna are your weaker frame releases, and they're pretty damn good as they are, like Corvex being the weakest of all the releases of recent, and he's just like this status resisting fucking radiation rock that's turning people into popcorn for the fuck of it. I'd say DE's doing pretty good. I really, really, really do. So, yeah, so we're gonna go over... Hello? I keep forgetting about that noise. So we will go over the, where is that motherfucker? If I go by the letters. There it is. We'll go over the Onos, okay? And then we will definitely go over this Ruvox or Ruvok, yeah, Ruvox, because these are interesting Incarnate weapons. The Ruvox is something else, man. It sounds like you're beating somebody to death with a coin purse, so that's something. And then the Onos is just, man, it's a thing. It's not bad. It's not like super amazing, but it's fucking powerful, so it's crazy. But I mean, then we've got the Nezha augment. We've got the Anaros augment. We have the Lavos augment. We have the motherfucking Ureli augment, which I need to take that RW off there because that augment is the ultimate band-aid fix that they just should have done with it to begin with, but it's whatever because it fucking works. And those are just the ones that I've gone over right now. We still have Loki, and I'm not even going to touch Chroma because I'm just looking at that like, what in the fuck are they thinking? But whatever. Yeah, there's stuff that we got to go over because there is a lot of shit that's going on right now. But I'm just going to say that Dante Unbound, the release in itself, much less the frame, I highly consider this successful. Very much so. So yeah, folks, I want to thank you very much for watching this. Again, there is a lot of ways to build this frame. You can build him for a ton of ability strength and you know, decent range. Duration's not really a great concern. Just a little is fine. You can build him for a ton of range and less ability strength and just run with Bolt Augmented. Does the same kind of thing, gives you a really big range and you slash proc and bleed the shit out of everybody around you. You can run Noctua. It actually does do some really powerful damage. But at the same time, I don't know about its scaling factor per se, as far as jumping up into some really high level shit. You running with Noctua, like Noctua seems like the one ability that is really like the one you can lose, you know? So like, I haven't run him super high level yet, but like, given the fact that he just slashes and bleed kills everything in his fucking sight. Yeah, it's good time. It's really good time with Dante. So, as of right now, great. And the versatility of, you don't have to have Arcane Energized. You know, you could just run Equilibrium in a simple fucking, Fortuna mod, you know? So, just saying, I mean, there is so many ways to get around building around the problems of spam casting with a frame. And he is so easy to do it with because he's such a low investment to do it. Like, we're talking 2 format at the most to make him without Arcane Energized, but still be able to completely keep up with his ability casting, even running Noctua. So it's just like, I mean, here we are, you know, it's a good time. He's a great frame. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you once I'm done posting, once the other 2 videos post, then we will start getting into the rest of the stuff. And hopefully by that point, I will have worked on the rest of these augments that have just come out and finally figure out what in the fuck is going on with all this stuff. So we'll catch you in the next video. All right.